Ross, we never rehearsed it. We've been busy getting the equipment ready, the sawmill ready, but we'll do the best that we can. But I want to start with everybody, thanking everybody for coming for this. This is a big day for us. We've been wanting to saw here because that was a big part of rural and farming living back in the 1800s, because you needed wood to actually, you know, build your farms and houses. So it was a big part of it. This all started, I would say, close to 10 years ago, when a guy came to the museum. He was caretaker for Elk Lake Lodge up near North Hudson, Newcomb area, and they had this mill set up, and they wanted to go with a newer band mill, and they asked us if we would be interested in a sawmill. And of course, there wasn't much discussion about that. We told them absolutely. We went down and looked at it, and it was perfect for what we wanted it for. So we gathered up a bunch of trailers and equipment, and we took off early one morning, and we brought it home. And home was at Dale Bombard's for 8 years, where it sat. I had the engine at my shop. Dale Bombard had the rest of it, and it sat there. And we were just waiting for the right guy to come along to take on this project, and that knew something about a sawmill. And that's where Ross came in.
Yay, Ross!
So 2 years ago, we took it from Dale's
Goodyear. That's his wife.
Storage area, brought it down here to the museum and stored it, and started this pad right here. So this was just a big slope that went down into the swamp, and so Ross brought his dozer up, and Taylor Renner loaned us a roller, and my father, and with my tractor trailer, we brought 22 loads, tractor trailer loads of fill in here, and made this pad right where the sawmill sat. So from there, the next summer, we started setting up the sawmill. We poured the cement for the motor and the husk and the carriage, and we did that over the summer. And then last fall, with the help of a lot of volunteers, including my two sons, Eric and John, we sawed up all these rafters, all the plates, everything that we needed to build this building. And last year, we ended up, it was late fall, but we got the building because I made that a goal to get this sawmill covered up. And from there, Ross has been coming down and working on this throughout the summer to get it where it was. And I want to thank Seth Forrence. He donated the hemlocks, and my two boys sawed them up. And look at the job that Ross did on that. I guess it would be a log bunk, right?
Yep, log deck.
It'd be a log deck. And so that was kind of our last thing that we actually did. We put them in a couple weeks ago. I mean, other than just thanking all the volunteers that actually made this all possible, that's all I really have to say. And I'd like to turn it over to Ross, and because he's been the head guy that's been heading this up and making this all possible for the museum. And thanks again for coming.
Woo!
Well, this is a result, excuse me, of a lot of people working together in the same direction for a common goal. And this shows you what people can do when they work together. The government could probably take a lesson from this. But I want to dedicate this sawmill to all of those, and I'm not going to name names because I know I'd leave somebody out, but it starts way back years ago to the crew that went down south and disassembled this thing and hauled it home in their own trucks. The guys that stored this thing for years in their own private storage facilities without pay. And you know, the crews that brought this dirt in and worked. The blacksmiths hammered and forged parts that we needed. They were more than happy to do it. You know, and everybody who took a hand in it. There's no one or two people could do this by themselves. And last but not least, I want to dedicate this mill to the board of directors who voted for the funds and appropriated the money to put up this building. And I guess that's about all I can think of to say.
Thank you, Ross.
We're going to go in the corn thing.